Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Larry Moss. I'm the owner of Azimuth Consulting. If you're joining me live, glad to have you. If you're watching the stream after the fact, I'm glad you took time to view it. So I wanted to do this live stream today and to talk about something that we're all thinking about, right? 2024 is about to be over and 2025 looms ahead. And if you're like me and many others, maybe we're leaving 2024 wondering, wow, what could we have done better? Or maybe we left some goals unattained on the table and we'd like to know, well, how do I do better in 2025? Well, that's what I wanted to do is share some insights with you from my own experience, from the experience of some of the folks that I've helped to coach, and just being around long enough to know that not everybody is perfect when it comes to reaching our goals, but we can set goals that helps us to grow, because it's not just about accomplishing something, it's about growing in the process so that we keep stretching ourselves year after year, month after month, or even day after day. So we're going to dive in a little bit. Won't take up too much time because I know everybody's attention span is pretty short right now because there's so much going on, getting ready for the holidays and getting ready to tackle 2025. One of the first things I'll share that what I do, the last 2 weeks of December, I separate myself and I look back and I reflect. I reflect on how did the year go? Where were the areas that I did well? Where are the areas that need work? And how can I improve on even my successes, not just my failures? Because there's going to be failures somewhere. So I'm going to reevaluate those. Why was it a failure? And I'm going to reevaluate my successes. What was successful about it? What did I do? What can I repeat? How do I make it even better? So think about setting some time aside for reflection. All right. Don't just jump into 2025 and set goals. But that's not why we're here. We're not about reflection. We're looking forward right now. So I want to share with you a few things. Why do you think most New Year's resolutions fail? Okay. We'll go through a few, and maybe you have some ideas of your own. Well, number one, often it's a lack of specificity. Okay. What do I mean by that? Well, let's use one of the biggest New Year's resolutions that hits everybody. It's like, well, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds in 2025. You think that's specific, right? But not necessarily, because what are you gonna do in order to lose 20 pounds? Or maybe it's just I'm gonna get healthy. All right, that's not very specific. And losing 20 pounds doesn't mean you got healthy. Maybe it meant that you didn't eat for a week and you lost 20 pounds. Still, at some point, you're going to reach frustration and you're going to drop that goal. So that sometimes it's a lack of specificity that causes the problems. Or we set unrealistic goals. So if I told you that one of my goals in 2025 is to become an astronaut, right? That's unrealistic. Why? Because I don't really like heights. And two, I don't have the mechanism to get me to that point. So that's really an unrealistic goal. Or maybe you want to be the next TikTok rage influencer in 2025. Is that unrealistic? Most likely, because those are few and far between. So what happens is when we don't see movement towards that goal because it is unrealistic, then we just abandon it altogether. Another one is insufficient planning, right? If I'm going to do something, accomplish something, I need to plan all the little details on what is it going to take to get there. So I'm going to backwards plan. Maybe my goal is to go to the gym 3 days a week, all right? So how do I plan for that? Well, I need to put it on my calendar. It needs to be part of my daily routine, or at least my weekly routine, that I'm going to show up. So I have to plan for it. If I don't plan it, if I don't plan to succeed, then what I'm doing is I'm planning to fail, whether I realize it or not. Another reason why New Year's resolutions fail is there's a lack of accountability. Often we try to hold ourselves accountable, okay? And that's good in a sense and only to a certain level. But then I've got to have those accountability partners, somebody that I trust that are going to call me and say, Larry, get out of bed and go for a walk, go for a run, go work out. Larry, stop eating ice cream. All right. Because if I'm going to lose that weight or get healthy, then I can't constantly eat ice cream. Because let me tell you, I can talk myself into the benefits of eating a cheeseburger for every meal. Why? Well, it's a reward. I deserve it, right? But without accountability, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to talk myself into the bad habits that keep me from meeting my goals. Another reason New Year's resolutions often fail is there's no tracking mechanism. You see, what gets recorded gets done. All right. I see the progress. We've all seen fundraising activities, right? Where, hey, our goal is to raise $50,000 for this organization. And you remember the thermometers that we could go up. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. What happens is I see my actions getting closer to the goal is I maintain that momentum. I maintain that excitement. So if I've got a weight loss goal, then I see my goal weight and I see that I'm getting closer and closer to it, then I'm more excited and I'm more motivated to stay focused on that goal. So sometimes we don't have a tracking mechanism and we're just rolling the dice and hoping that we hit it. And then here's the key. Here's the big one right here, and I saved it for last. Ignoring underlying habits. The main reason we don't accomplish anything we set out to do is because we don't change the habits or the behaviors that keep us from achieving it, right? So if I want to get in shape, but I don't change the behavior or the habit of eating incorrectly or not exercising, not getting out of bed, then I will not achieve the goal of losing weight. Does that make sense? I hope so. So those are some ways that, or some reasons that we typically fail in our New Year's resolution. Now, there's a three-step formula to setting your goals that actually stick. So what is that? Number one, we're going to define clear objectives. Step one, we're going to set what does it look like. It's very clear. There's no ambiguity. There's no guessing. I know exactly where I want to be in 2025. It's very clear. Then we're going to create an action plan. All right. Because to get to where I need to go, it takes movement. It takes action. So I need to have a plan. It needs to be written out. It needs to be viewed and reviewed daily, weekly, monthly, so that I can see if I'm still on target to that objective. And step three, we need to monitor and adjust because sometimes maybe I need to adjust if an obstacle is in the way. Maybe my environment changed. Okay. Let's say I'm trying to go to the gym 3 days a week. My gym closed down, right? So I need to readjust. I need to go somewhere else. Or maybe my workout partner decided they didn't want to come. I need a new workout partner. All right. So, or maybe I need to, health reasons, I need to adjust what I'm doing. Maybe it was too much. I can adjust down, but I'm still moving towards that clear objective. Okay. 3-step formula. Step one, define clear objectives. Step two, create an action plan. And step three, monitor and adjust. Now, here's some more simple strategies to overcome one of the reasons, the biggest procrastination. You can't get going if you never start, right? We keep pushing it off. So how do we stay laser focused in 2025? Well, we can understand the root cause of why we're putting it off. Remember, I told you one of the things I want to do at the last 2 weeks of the year is reflect. One of the things I want to reflect on is what caused me not to reach that goal. What behaviors was I demonstrating that need to change? So understanding what is the root cause of me not getting out of bed and going do what I need to do to accomplish what I want to accomplish. Once I know what it is, then I can address it. But if I don't, I'm just going to keep putting it off and putting it off. Now, then we want to prioritize our task effectively. So we all suffer from too many things to do and not enough time to do it. So we think. But here's the key. You see, time is a non-renewable resource. It never changes. There's 24 hours to every single day. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and go, oh, I got 25 hours today. Or you're going to wake up tomorrow and say, oh, I only have 20 hours today. It doesn't work that way. The earth rotates around the sun at the same speed it has for millennia. It's not going to change. So the only thing that needs to change is how you effectively manage that. So how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to set those priorities. Okay. What is the priority? Well, number one, it needs to be get up and get out of bed if you're looking for weight loss, or if you're looking for anything, right? Get moving towards your goal. But it's very important that we continue to prioritize our day, our weeks, our months, leading towards that what? That clear objective that we set. Now, then we're going to implement some time management techniques, because you know what? Everything's important, right? Everything's a priority. So one of the things we need to do is make sure we have a system in place that keeps us accountable for the time we're using, the resources that we're using. So put something in place. And this is where there's a lot of tools out there. I'm not going to market any single one. I've got I use the Full Focus Planner. I love it because it allows me to break down what are the top 3 things that I'm going to work on today that align to my desired outcome. Okay. Then we're going to eliminate distractions. Before I started this live stream, you can't see it, but I have a nice window over here that looks out over my front yard, my neighbor's house, and it's a beautiful, fall day, kind of rainy, and there was a squirrel. Well, you know what? He's still there. The squirrel is sitting on my roof eating a nut. That's a distraction if I let it be, right? Squirrel. Oh, look, there's a squirrel. Our lives are full of distractions that want to take our attention away from our objectives that we've clearly stated that's important to us. So how do we eliminate those distractions? Well, going back to that time management technique or that system, maybe it's time blocking that says between the hours of noon and 1, I'm going to give a live stream. All right. I'm going to shut my door. I'm not going to answer the phone if it rings. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn off Do Not Disturb so that my phone doesn't become a distraction. But I set those things when I'm there trying to move forward to my objective. I eliminate the possible distractions. I can't control everything, but I can control what's in my control. Does that make sense? I hope so. Then we're going to set clear deadlines or milestones. What is it that I want to accomplish? Let's break it down into small, achievable actions so that I can set a clear deadline or a milestone that says, okay, I want to run a marathon at the end of 2025. Don't write that down. I do not want to run a marathon, but just in case you're the one that wants to do it, there needs to be some milestones. Maybe the first one is I'm going to do a 5K. Okay. I'm going to do the 5K. Maybe I want to finish within the top 25%. Whatever it is that you set, it's clear. It's a deadline that you have to work towards. Okay. It's an objective that you're going to get to, and it has to be clear and achievable. And then, this is the greatest part. You're going to reward yourself. Okay. How would you reward yourself for that very first achievement? What does that look like? Only you can answer that, right? Because I can tell you I'm going to reward you, but it might not be impactful to you. What does rewarding yourself look like for success? So these are some simple strategies that you can use, okay? Now, how do we create a vision for 2025 that feels inspiring and doable? Well, it starts with envisioning your future. What does your future you look like? Okay, let's take a second and think about this. All right. So I do have a vision of 2025 of continuing to get in better shape. So I want to drop a few more pounds, right? So my vision would be me putting on a new set of clothes that I've never been able to wear. That would be awesome, right? I can envision that. I can see it. Now I have something that I can move towards, and that's going to keep me motivated, all right, to get up, get moving, push away that you know ice cream sundae, the shake that my son constantly wants to eat, which he can because he's 21 and skinny. I'm not, so I have to push it away. And it's not easy. But as long as I have a vision for the future and I can see myself there in that place, whether it's personal, professional, it doesn't matter. What does it look like? It has to start with your vision. That is what is going to continue to inspire you. And then set meaningful goals. All right. Don't come up with a goal that doesn't apply to where you want to be. Remember, I told you I use the full focus planner, and my daily three are all aligned with the goals that I need to accomplish that day, that month, that quarter, that year. It all aligns because if I'm not setting goals that are meaningful and tied to it, then I can easily get distracted and get off course. And this is when you're going to develop a roadmap. How do you get to where you want to go? So I live in Virginia. Let's say I want to go visit California. I want to go to San Francisco. Okay, been there, lovely place, a lot of stuff to see. But let's say I want to go there. Do I just get in my car and start driving? No. I need to know which direction I need to go in. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get very far if I turn to the east and start driving. I'm going to end up, in the Potomac. I'm going to end up in the Bay Area off of DC, something. But I need to at least go west. Then where? Do I need to go southwest, northwest? There has to be a roadmap. It's easy today because we just plug it into GPS and it tells us when to turn, when not to turn. But in the old days, when we used to have a map, we had to sit down and figure out which direction I need to go. Where do I need to change directions? Okay. At least with a roadmap, I have a guide towards my goal and my objective, and I have a plan. It doesn't mean that roadmap isn't going to change. It may, as my environment changes, therefore so must my plan. Okay. So you have to develop a roadmap and stay motivated. This is one of the hardest things to do when you're trying to accomplish goals because life gets in the way, your environment changes, things become obstacles. So how do you stay motivated? Well, number one, you keep looking at that vision. Can you still see yourself? Can you see yourself crossing the finish line of that marathon in the top 25%? Can you see yourself signing a huge contract in your business, knowing that you put in the work? That's what's motivating. You can, when you envision something, you can feel the feeling that it's going to produce. So stay motivated. And if you need outside motivation, find those accountability partners that will continue to motivate you and they have your back. And make it achievable. Don't set a goal that's not achievable. Remember, I'm not going to be an astronaut in 2025, regardless of how many times I put that on my goal list. So many people suffer from this, especially this is where the gyms make all their money, right? They're trusting that you're going to set unachievable goals and that you're going to realize that sometime in February, maybe if you're lucky, the first part of March, that you're not going to be Mr. Olympia, okay? Even though you wanted to be cut and look like The Rock, but you're looking more like the Michelin Man because you didn't change all these things. You're going to realize that and you're going to stop going to the gym. But guess what is going to the gym? Your monthly dues, okay? Your subscription to the fitness center or whatever. They're still getting paid whether you're there or not. So they hope you don't achieve your goal. Why? Because you're going to redo it again next year and go through this same process. So make those goals achievable. If you want to run a marathon, it doesn't begin with the first mile. It begins with you getting up and putting your running shoes on. Maybe that's all you can do with the first week, but at least you got up and did it. Maybe second week, you've got your shoes on, you walk outside and you walk down the block. Eventually, these achievable goals then starts to change behaviors and habits, and you get better and better and better. But there's small steps. So the last one, seek support. Okay. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with somebody. So have somebody alongside you to support you and encourage you, and you'll reach your goals. I promise you. So how can I help? Well, here's one thing I can help you with. I've got a challenge, a 5-day challenge coming up in January called the Best Year Yet 5-Day Challenge. It's from January the 6th through the 10th from 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time daily. What are we going to do in this hour a day? We're going to dive into setting up your year so that you can be and reach the goals and become the person you want to become. Your business, in your personal life, it doesn't matter. It's the same strategy. You can apply it wherever you need to apply it. At the end of this 5 days, you're going to walk away with a clear plan and a strategy to having your best year yet. That's the promise I give to you. It's only an hour a day. Okay? Please come join us. I promise you won't be disappointed. How do you get in? You can click the QR code or use the QR code. It'll take you to the site, or you can go to my website at azimuthconsultingllc.com/events, and you can see it. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, and I point to it there as well. I really look forward to being able to impact each and every one of you. And, I see that Ryan Rambo here, he's given us a challenge. Here's to crushing 2025. Absolutely, Ryan. I appreciate you stopping by. And you know what? Together we can do this. Alone, you're going to struggle. Let's go through this together. So, God bless. I'd love to hear from you. Connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on Facebook. Connect with me through YouTube. You can find my email address at all of these. All the ways to connect to me is on my website. And I look forward to working with you in 2025 to have your best year yet. God bless and have a great week.